Oh, another Wednesday. Some of us know it's Wednesday. Jared don't know it's Wednesday. I don't know where everybody else is.
Jared don't know where he's at half the time.
Yeah. You're probably right about that. So I invited him and Kyle on the night. That'd be interesting. And there's Todd. Hang on. Oh, there's Dustin. Everybody showing up.
Hey, guys.
Got Todd from Army of Orange and Dustin from Cold Strike Gear. Finally, he made a little time for us.
I feel like I'm on here with famous people today with Dustin.
Most of that's AI, though. So
is that what it is? That's what everybody says about my stuff. It's all AI. It's AI this and AI that. I said, if I was using AI, do you think I'd use this face?
How's it going, Todd?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, Chris. Thanks for letting me come on tonight.
Hey, no problem. Been trying to get somebody on. It looks like someone in from Grottos, Virginia. I don't know where that is. I'm trying to get someone on from Virginia just to kind of tell us kind of what was going on over there with all that mess. There's so much mess going on everywhere. Colorado's mess is just, man, I can't even. The stuff that's coming out of Colorado is crazy.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I can probably get you somebody next week from Virginia.
Yeah.
I might could get you somebody now, but they're a little technically challenged. We're gonna have to work on the. We're gonna have to a little bit. I might could get you somebody now, but they're a little technically challenged. We're gonna have to work on the. We're gonna have to a little bit. I might could get you somebody now, but they're a little technically challenged.
I have to turn them off. Oh wait, where's the?
Is that what was causing that echo?
Yes, sir.
He's echoing real bad. That's hang on. Let me make sure he's not echoing.
He froze because you fucked up.
Hang on. Let me make sure he's not echoing.
He froze.
He echoing?
Oh, you fucked up.
We got Jared and Hernando Kyle. No, I'm gonna have to probably hit those guys the whole time. Jared didn't even.
I can't hear shit out of this thing.
Yeah, turn it up.
I had to turn it up. Quit yelling at me.
Hey, I'm gonna send an email real quick and see if I can get one of the guys from Virginia.
All right.
Y'all chit chat.
You probably know just as much that was going on over there.
I know a right good bit about it, but it's best to hear it from them,
Yeah.
I try and stay in my lane. I tell the story, but I try not to get too deeply involved in it.
So what does the Army of Orange do then? Are they just kind of all over the place, or?
I tell the story. The Army of Orange. We started in Virginia, and in 2016 they had a big fight up there, and we were all standing there together. And people from we started out on my page, which is Tick Bite NC, and put out the information on what was going on, and got a bunch of people involved, and we had people from all over the country. We even had a couple of trucks from California that showed up for that fight. And I took a picture looking out over the crowd, and I said, "Man, that looks like an Army of Orange hat." And that's where the name came from. And then we wound up in North Carolina with the same fight. So we won both times, but it's a never-ending battle. Hang on just a minute. I can't talk and type at the same time.
I think we all suffer from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Bone Pile, Dustin. He missed you.
Oh man, I didn't know I was that ugly.
Either that or he's drunk again, Dustin.
Bone Pile don't drink.
He's seeing double.
Oh, got some shit talk already.
No, John, he's been giving me a hard time on Facebook because he's seen Jared's dogs in my video and started like, "Oh, he's got black and tans." No, I haven't got that hard up for dogs yet.
Oh God.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with black and tan.
They are.
Well,
when
you got a back east guy there. They're all black and tan back there.
I got one.
Oh,
yeah, but you do. But I know where it comes from, and it ain't all black and tan.
No, her sister's red. I got her too.
Well, yeah. Oh, Jared. Oh, did that one make it out there?
Yeah, he came and picked it up out of New Mexico. Today's Wednesday.
Saturday.
wait,
Saturday.
what is today, Jared?
Wednesday, I guess.
Good Lord.
Nobody was in the office.
Horseback.
Yeah.
Jared had no clue what day it was.
No.
That's what happens when you don't have anything but what you want because your wife babies you.
Oh yeah. When you got a sugar mama.
Yep.
I keep trying to talk her into being mine too, but she says one
She can only afford one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back. So I sent a couple messages to some of the guys in Virginia. We'll see if they show up.
Sounds good.
So, I started out just telling the story, and that's really my goal. I started my online presence telling stories about my life and about how I grew up and hunting with dogs and climbing a tree and doing all kinds of other things. And the trolls came out of the woodwork, man. They just loved me. They loved me to the point that I created a separate Facebook page just for my stories, and I called it my fan club. And it was just filled with the trolls that were just relentless, all upset. I had a group that said they were going to track me down and skin me alive and check me with a pack of dogs. And I said, well, you're going to do what two foreign armies couldn't do. So I welcome the challenge and dropped a pin. This is where I'm at. Here's my coordinates. They never showed up. I don't know why, but they never did.
Never do. It's amazing.
Warriors.
It's amazing to me how it's just like all this stuff I've been handling the last couple of weeks. Everybody knows how to do it, and I finally have to kind of tell the guys that that they have, like, where were they at? No one was there. No one was there. You know, I was the only one there yesterday. I have to mute Jared, ain't I?
Yeah, you do. Sorry, we're having fun.
I think Jared and Hernando Kyle are drinking the same stuff Bone Pile drinking.
Yeah, maybe.
Just happy, man. Don't steal my sunshine.
Look like Todd's joining in as well.
Drinking the hard stuff, boys. The hard stuff. It's clear.
Oh boy.
Drinking clear.
Yep.
Undistilled clear. It's water.
It's water.
So, but it is
Mine
clear.
too.
So then you just kind of spread the word for everybody else then.
I've written a bunch of children's books. That's what the Beagle Book Club is down there. It's got on its own Facebook page. Just Facebook page is fairly new. The writings aren't necessarily as new, but I've written a bunch of children's stories, and that's my talent, is writing. This video format is new to me. I'm still learning how to do this video. That's why I wanted to come on here with you guys so I could see how a non-professional operation works.
Yeah.
Very non-professional operation.
A motley crew, to say the least.
I found that online everybody's an expert. I'm getting all kinds of tips on how to hunt from different videos that I posted. I got one where I'm standing outside my truck with a rifle and deer crosses on me, and I folded the deer up in the ditch on the other side of the road, and a bunch of people on there telling me, oh, that's unsafe, that's this, there's that. We haven't had a firearms accident. It's our family club. We're hunting 10,000 acres, and we haven't had a firearms related accident in since 1972 when the club was formed. So I'd say we're pretty safe. But you know, everybody's got a idea on what we're doing, and I posted a bear video Christmas Eve that was absolutely hilarious. I was sitting in my truck looking down the road, and one of the other guys was out with his shotgun, and the bear come up between his feet. The bear come up out of a ditch right between his feet. I thought we call him, his nickname's Mutt. I thought Mutt was going to lose it. He's running backwards, shooting at the bear. I'm about to fall out of my truck laughing at him. Then I realized he hit the bear, and we had to go in there and get the bear. But it was exciting. I had a group of children under 10 years old. I had 3 of them on the pull rope helping pull the bear out. So it's a family operation when we go, you know.
Definitely understand that.
How many people's in your club?
There are, on paper, we can carry 55 is what we've agreed to.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't have that many. I've got about 10 of my cousins that all they do is bear hunt. So they won't be in there on the other days. Now we hunt deer with dogs. We hunt bear with dogs. We hunt rabbits. We hunt bobcats. I'm the only, well, my son and I are the only 2 people that have legally hunted elk with dogs in the 21st century. We went to Idaho in 2019 with a special commission from the governor and participated in a study with the University of Idaho. And we ran Idaho elk with genuine North Carolina mutts. It was an experience, I'll tell you that.
So were they deer dogs or just dogs you found? And
No, they're deer dogs. They're my dogs. I run tree and walkers. I run tree and walker coonhounds. I had one foxhound, and he actually would run a deer, but he didn't want nothing to do with an elk. He got out of the truck, sniffed around, and went and got back in the truck. But I raised 3 puppies just for the hunt in Idaho. We prepared for over a year for it. They sent me some elk legs in a cooler, ice down in a cooler with dry ice. And I had a litter of puppies. We took those legs and we laid down drags, and I played with the puppies from the time they could walk good with those legs, and got them up to the point where I could lay down a track on the club and they'd follow it for a mile, you know, barking on it. And one of the best races we had out in Idaho was 2 of the puppies got on an elk right about dark, and they ran that rascal for several miles. But there was a guy in there on a tractor, and I come flying up on a 4-wheeler, and I said, "You see a couple puppies come through here?" He said, "An elk came through here, looked like the devil was chasing him. He was running so hard." And a couple minutes later, here come a couple little puppies barking at him. So, he said, "I ain't never seen that before." I said, "Well, welcome to Idaho." And it was an experience. I enjoyed it, but there was a big medical thing that happened that ruined our trip and ruined us going back. We were planning on going back we carried 7 dogs with us, and we had permission to run 5 at a time. And we planned on going back with 2 or 3 trucks and probably 20 or 30 dogs to see if we could accomplish the mission. They were trying to see if they could use the dogs to run the elk out of the cornfield and keep them out. And I basically,
like a hazing program.
Right. I basically told them, I said, the only way you're going to keep them out of the cornfield after we run them out is if you shoot them, because they're coming back. And I've got some video of one running out of the field, running out into the desert, turning a hard right bank and making a big circle, coming right back and running right back in the cornfield we just ran him out of.
I can tell you for a fact they won't leave, because I hunt the golf course, and the golf course is the same thing as those golf courses. They just hammer them. So we have an OTC hunt, over the counter hunt here for those. And what's kind of funny is what you did training them, I did breaking them, because we would take our dogs at night to the golf course, let them go, and if they started chasing those elk, we stimulated them electronically.
Right. Sending them a text message.
Yeah, there you go.
Electroshock therapy.
If you ever watch any, if you ever see any of my videos and you hear us talking on the radio, I sent him a text message. That means he toned him or shocked him.
Huh.
Uh,
But it's so they were just using dogs to haze them. That was their main goal. Yeah, their milk ain't gonna leave. So that whole theory about dogs running all the game out of the country is
Not
so
gonna happen.
false. It's not deer and elk. It's not gonna happen.
No,
Not gonna happen.
they'll come right back.
While I was out in Idaho, one of the ranches that we were working, we got up with a bobcat out there. Not a bobcat, a mountain lion. And the hunting elk was over for the night. My dogs didn't want anything else to do with the elk. They wanted to chase that cat. They liked the way that cat smelled. And that's all they were going to do was chase that cat.
Yep.
So
Real quick too. Last week we had a drawing, and that Brent Bunch won, and he answered the phone, and he took the prize, guys. So there's no other drawing. I just had to announce. Everybody said he only had 5 minutes to call in, but it was 11 o'clock his time. I think he's from South Carolina or Virginia, right?
Virginia.
now, you talking about now?
Brent Bunch.
It's
We
9
had a
o'clock. It's 9 o'clock our time. I'm on the East Coast. I'm on Virginia time.
No, I called them at like 9 o'clock at night, I think,
Okay.
or 8 o'clock. I think it was 8 o'clock here, but I think you guys are 2 hours ahead of us, right?
Central Time's 2
It's
hours
9
ahead.
o'clock here.
Yeah.
So Jim Hackett from the Virginia Sport Dog Alliance just messaged me and said, yeah, he joined. So I sent him that link that you sent me
Yeah.
and told him to click it and join. And I'm going to tell you, Jim's a little technical challenge.
We all are.
So he may get there, he may not. He's probably tried to call me on the phone. And I wonder if somebody would hand me my phone.
Cody King.
Hand me my phone.
I'm not retarded using a jet boil to cook something in the kitchen, but I ain't got a wrench to change my propane tank down here at Mexico hunting camps. and I ain't never used this thing before. So
Well, I was wondering how he got in. Benny wasn't here to think retard all night. So
I know.
yeah.
Benny's picking up. Benny complained about having too much work. Then he takes another job.
I
sold
think
another
it might
job.
just be because Jared's on here. He's part of that anyway. So
Yeah.
Y'all ever use one of these jet boil things?
they're
Yeah.
pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty handy.
I haven't yet.
A crescent wrench would be pretty handy, but I'm gonna make do with what I got. So
So you're down in Mexico right now?
I am. I just got to my Mexico camp. We're gonna try to collar a lion for the next couple days.
Cody sent me a couple pictures of a lion.
Man, you might get kicked off Facebook if you share that.
Man, some guys got. I can talk about it.
Oh yeah, you can share it if you want to.
He sends me a picture of a couple guys just ripped to shreds, still alive. Backs of their necks missing, chunks out of them, and lion attacked. So attacked the one guy, right? What's the story? Did you get the story on that?
Yeah, a little bit. Is pretty far down into Mexico, and the lion attacked the one guy, and then the other guy went to beat him off and couldn't do it, and finally left and went and got help. And so that lion stayed there with that fella in that video for a pretty good amount of time, and he messed him up pretty good.
Why am I echoing? Are you hearing an echo?
Only when I thought.
Yeah, just on Cody's.
I thought it was. Hang on. Let me see if I can pile some more people in here. This is the most we've had in a while.
Hello?
Jim Hackett.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't embarrass me, Jim. I done told these boys how smart you are.
Well, I don't know about all that, but if they saw how I operated this phone, they'd be laughing at me. Yeah,
Well,
so I'm smart. I'm smart if you don't ask me nothing.
Give us a quick rundown. Let me find out the echo. I think it's Cody. Why don't you give us a quick rundown of how? Am I still hearing an echo?
Yeah.
Who's echoing? It might be Fernando. Hang on.
Jim,
I
you
don't know
got
who
your
that
volume turned way up. Now, Jim used a hearing aid.
Yeah, I got hearing aids.
Why don't you give us a quick rundown of what's going on there in Virginia? Did he leave?
Yeah, I'm
There
here.
he is. There he is.
Cody
I'm
there.
here. What's going on in Virginia?
So you guys beat that bill back this year.
Yeah, we did.
Was it really close?
Well, the final vote was a slaughter with our team winning, but I can tell you, getting there, coming through the House, it was ugly. In fact, we didn't have very good, warm, fuzzy feelings about it, and my hope was once it seemed obvious that the direction we were headed in the House. It seemed obvious we were going to lose that. They had done their homework there. But when it got to the Senate, we were hopeful that we would kill it in the Senate Ag Committee. And the bad thing about it is, man, there was a lot of shady things that went on. I mean, to me, it hinged on the level of corruption. I mean, they in the House Ag, they took the bill to the subcommittee. We had over 50 people showed up, and they could see an hour out that the room wasn't going to hold the people we had there. And they made no changes. They went and had their meeting, and half of us got in there, and half of us didn't. And that was pretty offensive. I mean, because you go all the way to Richmond to be heard and to see it yourself, and you don't even get in the room. That was wrong. Then when he got to the whole House Ag Committee, they denied us a right to speak for or against the bill. Again, we'd have made a trip all the way to Richmond and wouldn't even let us speak against the bill. And then when we went into the Senate Ag, we got to the subcommittee, the Senate Ag subcommittee. There were 3 people sitting on that committee. And I went in there with 3 different speeches. I was prepared to hit it from 3 different angles. But when I got in there was only 3 people in the committee. It wasn't worth my time to get up there and speak, because it was clear that they come in there with their ideas already made. It was nothing I was going to say was going to change their mind. And so I didn't say anything. A few people did. A few people got up and spoke, but I just held it. I said, no, I'll speak this afternoon. And then when we got into that committee, they wouldn't let us speak. Unreal. And so it felt like it was a railroad event. So I know that the Honey Dog Alliance and the Bear Hunter Association, they had been working already behind the scenes, doing a lot of lobbying. And then we took 2 groups up there Monday of last week, and we spent all day up there lobbying different senators or their offices about the bill. And I felt good. When we left there that day, I felt real good. I mean, I had finally got the opportunity to sit people down and explain to them. Because I walked in the room, the first thing I asked them was, have you read the bill? And 11 or 12 senators' offices that we spoke with, only 2 or 3 had read the bill. And they really didn't read it very well, and they didn't know much about it. And I went in with the bill marked up and highlighted and everything else to show them that the bill was not what they were being told it was. And And once I finished talking with him that day, I felt real good when I left there, thinking that these people now got it. They definitely understand what this bill's about. And then when the vote went down, it went down 15-0. We won it 15-0. So that was good. That was real good.
And that was just like, what's a quick rundown of what that was going to do to you guys? That was just the right to retrieve or trespass.
No. No, that was the bill on permitting, and that was the meat of it. They wanted to make it where we had to permit our dogs, and every houndsman, or daggone near every houndsman I have spoken with, has openly said they had no problem buying a permit or for the money. The money wasn't the issue at all. They'd be glad to pay that to be able to hunt the dogs. They had no problem. What the problem was all of the unknowns that were in the bill. And I'll try to not take all night telling you about it, but the bill says that people who hunt deer dogs, who pursue game, any game with a dog, will be required to have a permit. And then organizations also had to have a permit. And then at the end of the bill, it says for every infraction of a dog being involved in trespass, it'd be $50 first offense, up to $250 for second offense, and up to $250 for every event after that. Well, we would say if you had $3 on one chase go on somebody's property, you're looking at $500 fine right at the gate. And it says you have up to 3 years. If you have more than 3 infractions in 3 years, that it didn't come out to tell you exactly what was going to happen, but it would take any kind of common sense would tell you that you're looking at losing your permit. That's what the picture was being painted. And then I asked the question. I sent the Patreon of the bill a list of 20 questions that were absolute relevant to this thing. One question was, what is the criteria for an organization losing a permit? Because if you require an organization to get a permit, it's evident that your intent is there's going to be some type of criteria where that organization can lose that permit. So what is it? What was that determining factor? Is it the number of dogs in your club that trespass on somebody's property? Is that a overall total number of dogs in a year's time, or is that one landowner? How many times they go on one landowner? I mean, there was no answer, right? And the Patreon didn't answer any of my questions. And with it not answering the questions, of course, you can't help but suspect the worst. And and I'm looking at it and I said, well, we had a bill, we have another law on the books. I talked about this in an interview the other day. 18.2.132.1 is about trespass by hunters using dogs. That's already on the books. And it's always been our argument that the laws on the books. Well, we need to make more laws. But this speaks about intentionally releasing dogs on other people's property. And if you get caught doing that, it's a class 3 misdemeanor. But if you get a second or subsequent violation, it goes to a class 1 misdemeanor. That's 12 months in jail, $2,500 fine. But with this already as law, it was my great concern that if this bill, House Bill 1396, was to be made into law, it's pretty clear that they would probably merge together. They would end up with having the same guidelines or penalties. With that being said, you could have one chase get out of your control. One chase get away from you, and 4 or 5 dogs go across the property line, and you're trying to scramble to get your hand held in your hand and tone them back as quick as you can, but they've already crossed that line. And you could get charged for 4, 5, 6 cases of trespass in one instance. In one instance, you would lose your permit, your dog permit. You would lose your hunting license for 1 year. And it come down to, well, what does that mean for the organization? If I get 6 trespasses in one day, how does the organization take that? Because I don't think I've told anybody, if the organization loses this permit, you killed the club. You have broke their back, and clearly to me, that was the whole intent. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make a recipe where they can run people out of the game. So
who's bringing these bills?
I'm glad you asked that question. And I apologize being long-winded here, buddy, but I got about 16, 17 years of this built up in me now. These bills, we have been seeing them come every year. Y'all seen it, I've seen it, and the thing I have taken, I have recognized the last couple 3 years is that it's almost coincidental that these bills are coming up in Mississippi, Alabama, Virginia, all at the same time on the same thing. Everybody all of a sudden in these states are thinking alike. I mean, there's got to be a common thread. So you ask who's bringing these bills. Here's my answer, bud. And I got some facts to back it up. But commercial hunting is trying to run us out of the game. They are trying to take us out. But what they're not doing is they're not showing their face. They don't want no one to know it's them, because if anyone, say DWR or the legislators, knew it was commercial hunting behind the scene, behind the curtain, I keep saying, running and pulling the strings, well, they would kill that. They would die. But as long as they keep themselves hidden and can put the money up and a little bit of drive and maybe consultants and things of that nature into the process, they can pursue their goals. And so I've said that some people eyes open up, some people say, oh, you're full of it. Well, I tell you what, bud, you look at Texas, 1990, when Texas started getting lobbying efforts in their legislators, where in the General Assembly, where they were coming up with new dog laws and restraints, things like that. At that time, nobody had ever heard of that. No General Assembly had ever talked about dog laws, but they did it in Texas. And when
Jim, you see that comment from the bear hunting guy?
Excuse me?
You see that comment on the screen? Bear hunting with dogs?
No, sir. I'm concentrating talking.
Landowners.
He said, I was told landowners, and they asked who brought the bills. I figured you wanted to address that.
Well, I think landowners are the ones wearing the hat. Okay, here in Virginia, it's the head of the organization is the Virginia Property Rights Alliance, and they have got a website up, and they're doing a well-coordinated event trying to orchestrate an attack against the practice of hand hunting. But I don't believe for 1 minute that they are the head of the spear. I don't believe it for a minute.
They're just a tool they utilize to play the blame game.
Here's my hypothesis on this is, if you notice, they went after Colorado and everybody threw in a dime on that, and they shut it down, and they figured out, hey, we can't do one at a time. We have to, like setting a fire. You set one fire, all the fire department, all the firefighters are going to put it out. They've set a bunch of fires across the whole United States. It's hard for people to put out all those little fires. You're too spread out. And I feel like they figured out, hey, let's just start a bunch of fires all over here. You got Colorado, Alabama. I just seen someone say they're trying that stuff in Alabama.
Dustin Bailey. Dustin Bailey? No, he's on his phone as well.
Yeah. And so what is, who's next? Colorado? just little stuff. They just keep doing this little stuff. It's like a death by 1,000 cuts, right?
It is, but I know in Virginia, we heard a whole lot about. Well, permitting is a system that works. They do it in Georgia, they do it in Florida, and it's worked there. Well, that's not true at all. I don't know. I guess other states do it, and maybe it does work. I don't know that, but
Idaho does it.
Right, but
right. There's who's on here? Where'd he go?
Tim's on.
Idaho Bear. Tim's on. Idaho does it. So I've had, this is no lie, in the last couple of weeks, I've had a lot of people message me about permitting, having some sort of hound permit. There's a lot of people that are for it. I don't even mind it. And but I don't think it should be a draw. But I've had a few hardcore people say out-of-staters, period. There's people who don't want out-of-staters in here. Like Jared's going to get all riled up over there. But I mean,
Where's Cleveland when we need him?
Yeah, there's people that are, and they tried it. They tried it in Nevada. So, but he did that. He did it wrong. He was kind of sneaky about it. The guy who tried it, and he only wanted what was it? Russell? 20 permits at the beginning. But you have to understand. Well, you guys are real private. You guys got a lot of private property in Virginia. Is that what it is, or do you have a lot of federal land, public land?
Well, I think, and I don't want to misquote, but I think the number I heard was 90% of the land was privately owned. I don't know if it's that high, but it seems to be a lot. But there's still a lot of. So we say private owned, but I don't mean private owned by individuals. There's corporations that order a lot of paper mill lands, things like that. We have a big state forest, George Washington State Forest, things like that, Thomas Jefferson State Forest, but they're out in the western part of the state. They're a long ways from us. Now we have wildlife management areas, but we don't have an overwhelming lot of them.
So Arizona, we're a lot of public. Utah's a lot of public, correct, Dustin?
Oh yeah.
I mean, in Utah, how many times did you deal with private property problems?
Not very often.
Very.
Usually it's when big properties border national forest or if they own a chunk that's surrounded by it. But I mean, I've been running 20 years and I think I've hunted on private property 4 times.
In Arizona, I haven't had no problems on private. The worst private property I've been on that I have to hurry and get off is reservation.
Yeah.
We have little spots here and there. In New Mexico has a lot of private property though, but they also have some.
We have a bunch of public though. Like there's a ton of public.
But your private property in New Mexico, Kyle, I mean Fernando. Or Hernando. Most of those people are land permit hunters, and they know there's a lot. You guys don't have the private property dispute like they do back east, correct?
No, not at all. And there's quite a bit of public, but the guys, especially on the houndsman side. On the private sector, if you go talk to somebody, they're pretty open-minded to you being on their place. It's not their getaway home. It's their land that they make a living with. And so if you're taking predators off of there, that's more cattle, horses, sheep that get to survive that year. So they're pretty open-minded about it as long as you come to them beforehand. Some of them get a little bit weird if you just end up. We're down here by a ranch that's owned by Anheuser-Busch, and those guys are, if an owner came by, they'd probably try to get you cited. The cowboys know who are there. The ranch manager knows we're there, and if we have a dog run on that side, nobody's going to say nothing. They don't care.
Yeah. So we're kind of lucky. So you got a lot of private land up there in Louisiana, correct, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of disputes?
Yeah. I don't, but my dogs, they all know the property lines, so they can read.
Yep.
Send me a pup.
They got one
Right.
up on Jared.
Let me tell you, share your something that's a starting fire here now. Because they lost this bill, the landowners are changing gears and heading in another direction. And now they've been putting it out all over their social media sites in the last few weeks. I've been sent a lot of entries in the last few weeks. They are going after the landowners. And it says that they're going to, they are now organizing the complaining landowners. They are getting ready to go towards the corporations, the paper mill companies, people like that, and threaten them with lawsuits if their leasee dogs get on their property. Now that's a scary thought. I can tell you, because that could get ugly. Now, can they afford to take everybody to court? Well, I would say under normal circumstances, no, because you go to court, it costs a lot of money. But when you got a deep bankroll backing you in your endeavor to wipe out dogs, and you got something like commercial hunting behind the scenes handing the money to you, you can make some damage, because you don't have to win but one suit. You go out there and win one suit, and the rest of the paper mill lands will fold. They'll throw dogs off in a heartbeat, because they're not going to fight. They're not going to stand there and try to fight or defend hound hunters. They got better things to do. They're not going to do this. They're not going to fight for us. So it's kind of scary, and of course they talk about going after private landowners, private landowners who lease their land to clubs. They talk about going after them, suing them, win, lose, or draw, trip to court. And that will definitely put a bad taste in people's mouth about dogs. And that's what they're talking. That's what they say they're going to do. And if they do that, that's tough. I can tell you.
Did this all start because of that YouTube guy with his little hobby farm? Is this when it really all started? You guys remember that, right?
No, ours started in 2008.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in 2008 they came up, made it publicly known that there was a lot of complaints against hound hunting, and they started doing these public meetings at different places around the state. Well, I happened to attend one, and said the right thing to the right person, and I was asked to serve on the committee. And so I served on that committee, and when we went on the committee, they told us that we had 972 complaints against the practice of hunting dogs in one single season. Well, man, my mouth fell open. I said, oh, my goodness, at 972 complaints. And at that rate, we're going to lose this. They're going to take this away from us. And so I was all about, well, let's talk this out. Let's find out what the problem is. Let's get this thing fixed. But after we got into it, a hound organization reached out to me and put a report in my hand that they had obtained through Freedom of Information Act. And the report was a complete breakdown of all the calls that had come into DWR concerning the hound complaints. And when we finished shaking down through the pile from 972, what they claimed they started with, when we got down to the bottom of it, we found out that no, it wasn't one hunt season, it was two hunting seasons. They had started in October of one year, went through hunt season, and concluded it January the year after that. So they got two hunting seasons there. Well, that breaks it in half right there. And then we found out that they had hound hunting complaints coming in from Norfolk, Richmond, Hampton, Newport News. For those of you who don't know, they're major cities. And we're like, well, how do you get a hound hunting complaint out of a major city like that? And so that was the issue. And then we found out that the game commission, when they put up this window of time to collect all this data, they told the dispatchers, when the calls come in, you put the call in one of two piles. It's either ham related or it's non-ham related. That's the only two categories they had. So they did, whether it made any sense or not. And then we found out that of those complaints that were there, they get complaints going there, like somebody would call and say, I hear a dog barking, I think somebody's on my land hunting. That's ham related. Or I see a truck parked at the end of my field, I think somebody might be in there with a dog. No, that's ham related. They didn't even investigate them. And we were getting chalked up. Well, once we deciphered through all that stuff, when we got to the end, it was like actually 120 calls in 1 year that were called in directly related to hounds. And of that, we asked for the reports. We want to see the reports of these complaints. And they said, they being law enforcement for DWR, says, well, we only investigate 20% of the complaints that come in. And I said, 20%? You mean for every 100 calls, you only go out to 20? He goes, yeah. I said, crying out loud. I said, where would we be if it was murderers and bank robbers? My goodness. And
we can't get away with that.
Yeah. And that says, well, I want to see the 20 reports. Well, we don't have them. What do you mean you don't have them? He goes, well, they've been misplaced. So they didn't even have the actual reports. When it broke down, it was only like, it was like 50 actual violations that were, or anything that could even be considered a violation in a single year. I mean, if you got 150, 160,000 people out there and you only got 50 law infractions occurring in a 12-month period, gee, my knee. We wish all society could operate like that, So yeah, they were exaggerating the numbers to make it look good.
Well, I noticed on a lot of those complaints, whether it's bear calls or wolf calls, I think even in Arizona, so we had, let's say you had 200 wolf calls. We had 20 lion calls in 2025, but it was just a lion. The data wasn't meticulous to say we've seen it or it attacked the wildlife. It was just 20 calls. And if you look at a lot of those complaints, a lot of those come from the same person.
Yes.
Same
Yes.
person.
Yes.
And that's what sucks is you can call and these organizations that are trying to end stuff, they know how to play the game and they have people calling. So I don't know, man. It's a tough gig because it's hard to keep up. It's hard enough for me to just keep up with Arizona, And then you listen to Colorado. You're listening to Dan Gates on his podcast talking about what happened in the Colorado 2-day commission meeting. Holy! When you have a lawyer for the commission with his hands in his face, shaking his head. Man, that just breaks your heart almost because you're like, damn, that guy is the guy who's supposed to be telling these guys yay or nay on some stuff, and he's just confused. They're all confused, Plus, you have 7 vegans on a 11-person commission. What is that?
Yeah,
that's just crazy to me. So they've learned to slowly infiltrate and get a hold of these politicians and. Man, I've been in litigation or not litigation. I've been in the gosh dang it, legislature, which is basically litigation the whole time. But I've been in that legislative stuff for the last few weeks, for the last month, and that's a slippery, dirty slope. I mean, it's you go sit down there in that Capitol and you sit with somebody that's been there for years. Holy moly. I mean, you think the hound community is dirty? God Almighty, that Senate, those representatives. I mean, it's a slippery slope. If you're not in there just right, the right person, it's crazy, and it makes it tough on all of us, because instead of hunting, we're talking about hunting stories or sitting around a campfire. You're at the commission meetings or you're at the hearings, and it just takes up so much of our time, and once you get into it, you can't stop. I mean, and we don't have the money they have. I don't have the knowledge. I'm a PhD only in Chat GPT. That's it. That's how I'm learning. Half of my when I went down yesterday, I had 3 speeches. I had a 2-minute, a 1-minute, and a 30-second. And it was all information I put in, and ChatGPT said, this is going to be what it needs to happen. But it's hard to get people to take the time. And it's hard to get people to come out of the woods because they're still over there sending their dogs on private property. And it's causing you a lot of trouble. There's still people poaching. There's still people kicking dogs at a gas station or whatever's happening. There's still people posting shady social media. So a lot of it can be steered away by us hiding. And then you get pissed off because what are you doing now? You're giving up all your rights to post whatever you want. You're giving all your rights to, go out and hunt just to fight this stuff or just to keep it hidden from people. So, I mean, everybody knows. Here's the deal. Wildlife management is the only special biologist or scientist that people want to make a decision for. Palo Verde nuclear plant. Is there a bill coming out telling them how to cool off their nuclear, fusioner or whatever they got over there, the reactor? Are they saying, hey, you can only split that atom 3 times, not 4 times, or whatever they do? No, it's always wildlife management where people who have no knowledge, never even been hunting, are bringing this stuff to the Senate, to the House, and we're letting people that's never dealt with this. Now, there was some senators I know that were ranchers, so the wolf deal was real sensitive to them, the lion and mountain lion deal. But to put those decisions out of Game and Fish, and then I've gotten a lot of emails or messages or comments on Facebook that say we need to take the power away from Game and Fish because it's all about the money. Well, it takes money to run these things. It takes money to pay that biologist, to give us the data, to say to these senators, this is wrong. You guys are wrong. This is not how it is.
Well, all these guys that are saying Fish and Game's all about money. What the hell do you think politicians are about?
Politicians?
That's all it's about.
People that say it's all about money, I ask them, do you do your job for free?
Yeah.
How many guys go out and guide for free? How many electricians or plumbers or framers?
Y'all get paid?
How many politicians put a bill forward because a special interest group padded their pocket?
Yeah.
The one that Jim was fighting, when they presented that bill, tell them how it was presented, Jim. I ain't gonna steal your thunder.
Repeat that again.
That bill was presented in committee. Tell who presented it.
Who presented the bill to the committee, or who brought it forward, Todd?
Yeah, it wasn't the representative that presented it. Somebody else presented it and answered all the questions.
Was it a special interest group?
The person who presented the bill was an attorney. There was the patron of the bill was a delegate out of Fairfax, but I think it's Fairfax. but the person who presented the bill was an attorney. So the Property Rights Alliance had hired an attorney to write the bill. The Patreon, of course, got up there and introduced it, I guess, for lack of a better term, but he pretty much introduced it. And really, neither one of them did a very good job of fielding the questions related to the bill. It was evident to me. It was clearly evident to me they weren't houndsmen. They did not know that. They did not understand dogs. And the way they were trying to sell this thing is, I was sitting shaking my head like, of course, they're presenting it to people who aren't houndsmen. So the people hearing it didn't even know no difference. But for those of us in the room who were houndsmen, I could listen to somebody like, man, y'all clueless. Y'all ain't got an idea. They just don't understand where this is going to go.
Well, let me tell you how clueless these representatives are. Is HB 2158, and this is no lie. I made a call on this just to make sure I wasn't stupid or retarded, but it said lions, mountain lions, cougars, bears, and wolves. I called the biologist and I said, listen, man, you're a PhD, you're the doctor. I'm just a dumb redneck. But doesn't mountain lions and cougars the same thing? And he went through the whole spiel how the mountain lion has the most names to any mammal in the United States. Cougar, puma, mountain lion, panther. I mean, it goes all day. But for whoever wrote that bill, put in those two words, and that it showed me right there is whoever wrote it has no clue. For one, wolves are federally protected. You should know that's not going through. But mountain lions and cougars, that's like saying, okay, guys, I'm putting a bill that says mountain lion, cougars, pumas, and panthers. We're not going to kill those. None of them. Or you can kill a puma, but don't kill a cougar. Like these people, they listen to their constituents. I know this for a fact because I've talked to representatives, and they just trying to put it together. And then here we are for an hour talking about stuff that we shouldn't be talking about. I even told Dustin, nope, 30 minutes. That's all we real quick, just go over stuff. Like the HB 2158, it got pulled. We're good. It's gone away. It could come back. It's just been held. But there's other ones coming around. And then when you see these big titles like right to hunt, I've gotten text, right to hunt state. That's a good bill. No one's read the bill. They read the title, right? And it says the right to hunt state. That doesn't mean nothing. There's a lot of language in there.
Opposite.
Yeah, there's a lot of language in there that we could be sued for, took to court for, and a judge could take one little word and spin it. You're not using dogs because it didn't match the word. So you got to be careful with this politics. And us normal, someone put a comment that said, look at this bunch of coals on here. And that's all we are. We don't know how to play that game. We can go in and talk all we want. But someone also said big money. And you're right. Right here. It's easy to get money from the common public talking how you murder, slay, slaughter mountain lions or wolves or bears. It's not hard at all. And those people will give money. For me to get money, I try to get a membership. We try to do raffles. I would have to go spin it so manipulative to the common public, not lie, but just not tell the whole deal just to get money from them. And that's what they're doing. Their emotional rhetoric is just tear jerking to these common public that don't hunt, because the hunters, their votes don't matter. Anti-hunters, their votes don't matter. If you took out all their votes, that's not going to win or lose. It's that big chunk of common public in the middle that have no knowledge, of what a mountain lion or a cougar is. So it makes it a really tough fight.
So North Carolina had a fight this year. We had Senate Bill 220 introduced. Actually, it was last year. And that bill even wanted to ban the ability to launch a boat from public property. You had to launch a boat from a boat ramp. There's places in North Carolina you can stop right on the side of the road, take your kayak and throw it in the water and paddle away. And you're on public land. But it sought to do other things as well. But that was one of the things that really stuck out to me. It got stuck up in committee just like your bill did, and that fight never really happened. But I thought we were going to have a fight in North Carolina as well.
Yeah. Oh, they're just starting these little fires, plain and simple. They're starting fires. Well, I want to wrap up this politics stuff so we could tell some lies about hunting, because I brought Dustin on because he's been hunting. He hasn't got to hunt for 2 years. So he needs to tell us some good stories. But I mean, what do you do? All you can do is spread the word and try to get people involved.
It's hard. I mean, there's fights all across the whole U.S. and some people don't get on social media enough to see it or know that it's even going on, even in their own state.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Things like this are good. It's good to spread the word. It's good to see what's going on and see how people are fighting it, see how people are beating it, see what's working and what's not working, and be able to share with each other all that stuff that's going on. I don't think there's enough of that in the hound world, for sure. We can be a pretty closed off group.
Competitive, closed off group.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. But I think when it comes to these issues, legislative, whatever they may be, whatever we can share with each other and gain knowledge and spread the word is a good thing, for sure. I deal with it a lot behind closed doors. I don't talk a lot about it up front, but I get messages and emails all day long from groups all across the country saying, hey, we're fighting this. Can you donate? We have this banquet coming up. Can you donate? Just trying to, everyone's trying to create their own war chest with all their own associations or groups or whatever to help fight what's going on, but also to not prolong it. That's not the right word, but to keep this heritage and this way of life going. And it's tough.
They're making it tougher to do this. And, we get a lot of slack, or somebody does, when they say we're going to lose it one day, but we're going to lose it not to a ballot initiative saying you can't hunt lions or you can't hunt dogs. We're going to lose it to you can't go on someone's property. And when you're in a state that is all private property and you're going to get felonies and you're going to get dogs taken away and you're going to get fines, you're going to get rid of dogs. We can barely afford to feed our dogs half the time. And then when you have to put up a fine or get your dog out of jail or go to jail yourself because your dog went on property. And I semi am sincere to that, because I don't want no one on my property, but I don't have 10,000 acres, right? Yeah. But there's a lot of other ways it could be gone about.
I do.
Well,
he said he didn't have 10,000 acres. I said, I do.
There you go. We all know where to go.
Yeah, look, you're all invited. Let's do this.
Yep.
My dogs don't run deer; they run cows.
That's okay. I got plenty that'll run deer.
Mine run deer. We have a come to Jesus real quick.
Yeah, and
a lot of bears too. Bear season starts about the second week of November. And we got bobcats. You reckon your cat dogs would run a bobcat?
Oh yeah. They run bobcats.
Bobcats. I love a good cat race.
Oh, so do I.
Cody might jump on when you say come over and run bobcats.
Yeah, no kidding. All you got to do is, if you just mutter the word retard 3 times, he'll show up.
Yep.
Is that where you just look in the mirror and say it 3 times and he
Yeah,
appears?
you
Cody
do
King will
that.
show up.
Cody will show up. That's when Chris mutters cuss words under his breath 3 times. That's when I show up. Usually.
Yep, that's a fact.
So if we're going to tell stories,
Yes, we got to tell stories. This
I
politics. We all
got
know.
a video. How do I show a video?
You'd probably have to send it. Oh, you could share your screen, right, Dustin? Didn't you? I think you could look down there. I think you could share your screen and play a video.
I think, yeah, you can click present. I don't know if it will ask for permission, but you
There's
can
a little screen on the bottom right, and it has a little plus on it.
I see it.
If you click on it, it should say share screen. So you could, or a video file. You can share a video file right there.
I don't really have it I might can download it. I got it on the internet and I got it queued up.
Well, yeah, just share screen and go to that.
Screen sharing's easier with 2 monitors. I got 1 monitor. I'll try it.
Give it a try. Give it a try. We'll see if it works. Jim, you got to have a ton of stories as well. Oh, hang on.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we got any sound.
I think I have to add it. Hang on. There you go.
You see it?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead and play it.
Y'all boys over here need to get on your dog boxes and stay ready.
Look all the way at the end of the lane. Did you see it?
It's a little bit small.
Y'all boys over here need to get on your
Can you
dog
full
boxes
screen
and
that?
stay ready.
Heard that before.
No, I can't make it any bigger.
Oh. Is that deer or is that what do you got?
That's a deer.
Okay.
How do I unshare the screen?
I'll just put
I got
stop. There you go.
So since we're telling, hunting stories, I figured I'd show you a little video. That was me freehand at about 400 yards on a moving deer. So even a blind squirrel get lucky every once in a while.
That's what I say. Well, even blind squirrel find a nut.
All right, so that's my hunting lie. What's yours? I told you proof mine's real. So what's your story?
Dustin, what do you got?
How far are we going back? It's been a minute.
Well, in 1974, I shot a deer sitting on my daddy's lap on the back of the truck with a 410 shotgun. I got that picture too. I can find it and show it to you. But
there you go.
So go ahead, Dustin. Tell me something.
When I'm trying to think when the last time I was on here. So we had Scott in, and you got Scott on here to tell some stories, right?
Yep.
So
well, yeah, Scott told us he kind of told us that you put him in a saddle for 2 days on dry ground.
Yep, we did. So Scott come in on a Sunday. We hunted Sunday and Monday on the mules with Kyle and Jared. Jared was good enough to come up and hunt with me, and Kyle, same thing. He brought up some mules and gave us some ponies to ride while we hunted. Trailed both days, but didn't get anything caught. And then some weather come in Monday night. So Tuesday.
Well, for those who don't know Scott, tell them who Scott is. That's kind of important.
So Scott, his name is Scott Allen. He's from Liverpool, England. I got the opportunity to meet Scott when I went to Africa on the trip that Cody King gifted me because I was the only one that had a damn passport and was able to go to Africa on 2 days' notice. So if you haven't heard that story, it's on a podcast way back when. But so I got to meet Scott. Scott is on a mission to photograph hunting dogs all across the world, and he's been doing it. He's putting a book together. I think it's coming out this fall. So if you don't know who Scott is and you're interested in hunting dogs all around the world, that is a great book to look forward to coming out. And I know once he tells me it's coming out, I'll let Chris and everyone know for sure so we can post it wherever.
2,000 copies is all that's coming out.
Yeah, 2,000 is what he's gonna do. So he's photographed Spain. I mean, I don't know how many countries he's been in, but it's a lot. And so
Quite a few.
Scott, when we were in Africa, we talked about it. Originally, he was going to come over and hunt bears with me because he's never hunted bears with dogs. As far as in America, I think he's done a few in other countries and that, but it didn't work out with his timing. So he wanted to come see if we could catch some mountain lions, and then he was going to go hunt with Cody. So Scott came, hunted with me and Jared and Kyle for 2 days. We trailed, didn't get anything a tree, but I mean, had 2 good solid days of trailing. Some snow came in. We used the Peter dust. I'll say that. I am not above that. If it snows in my country, I'm gonna hunt it. I even made Jared a cheater for a minute. Took him back to his old ways. But so we went out, cut a few bobcat tracks, and Jared and Kyle called me and said, "Hey, we have a track, but it's going on private." And I know Scott told you, yeah, we put the dogs out and had it caught quick. I'll tell you the whole story. So Jared and Kyle cut it, but it was right on private. And I told Jared, I said, just turn some dogs. Jared said no. He argued with me. Wouldn't do it.
There was a no hunting sign 20 feet from where that cat went up.
I mean, I knew the line was going to cross through the private and not stay there. It wasn't a big chunk. But
yeah.
It didn't say no trespassing. It just said no hunting.
Yeah.
You were just passing through.
We weren't killing anything. We were just pursuing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Jared's like, well, it's headed this way. He found a road. He's like, if you go down this road, you might cut it off. You might not. So, long story short, I did a loop around below it as far as I could with the truck, and nothing. So I told Scott, I said, well, let's go for a hike. And we were hiking up this trail, and and Scott will admit it. He's an Englishman, lives at sea level, and in Liverpool there are no hills. So he shows up to 5,800 feet and mountains. It got the best.
Sounds like somebody else we know, doesn't it, Jared?
Yeah, a little bit.
So
I ain't gonna say no words.
So I took off hiking. Scott followed me for a minute, and he's like, he's like, you go ahead. He says, if I hear the dogs, I'll catch up. If not, I'll just stay on the trail. Well, I think I hiked from the truck probably, I don't know, what did I say it was, Jared? Like 3 to 4 miles.
Yeah, because you cut the top end of that private, and I went on the lower end, but the top side was a lot bigger.
Yeah. So, I mean, I took off and went around this private and just started wrapping around this knoll. And I got a text from Scott that said, I got tired. I got dizzy. I almost threw up. I went back to the truck. I said, okay, as long as I know where you are, like, I'm good. 5 minutes later, the dogs hit a track in the snow. And, as soon as they hit, I got to where they were to make sure they were going the right way. And they took it up the ridge, maybe 300 to 400 yards. They went straight up. I called Jared. I was like, hey, I got a line going, this way. I don't know if that's a good way or not. And then all of a sudden the dogs hit this ridge and did a big U-turn and they were starting to come back. I'm like, what the hell? All of a sudden, I look up, lion runs right past me. I was like, oh, my God. I was excited. Ask Jared. I don't know if I was stubborn when I called him, but
he got dizzy and hyperventilated at that point.
Yeah. So the lion come right past me. Not even like a minute and a half later, the dogs come past me. They got it caught in about 800 yards. It was a younger Tom. And so I was sitting at the tree for a while, waiting for Kyle and Jared and to get Scott. They went down, picked up my truck, brought it around with Scott in it, and was hiking Scott in. And I think they got like, what were you, like 200 to 300 yards from me?
Yeah, the dogs, the puppies could hear you when we were hiking in, and they took off.
Yep.
So
And
yeah, we were too far.
yeah, and where I was treed was like 80 yards from private property. I was still on public. I was 80 yards from some guy's place. I could hear him down there talking, stuff like that. But as soon as Jared and them got somewhat close, that Tom got tired of sitting in that tree, so he bailed and went the right way. Went closer to where Jared and them came from. We caught him again. Some of Jared's young dogs got in on it, and Scott got a pile of in that line.
So Scott wasn't there to hunt. He was just there to photograph, and that was it.
That's all Scott was here for. He just wanted to photograph the dogs, wanted to see a lion in a tree. He'd been hunting. He'd came to Utah, I think, for like at least 2 or 3 weeks with some.
How many days did he hunt before he got to see a lion, actual lion?
So
34.
He hunted with us on the third day. He saw a lion.
He hunted 31 days before that, correct, or something?
Yeah, years before. Yes, in Utah. So, yep, he had hunted with a couple different guys up in Utah and was never quite able to get one in a tree. So, on the third day, we caught that one, and then Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, it was just crappy weather all day long, so we didn't even go out. Didn't even try and waste our time. It was snowing and raining and whatever. So Thursday morning, we went out again. I mean, not way early. I don't think we were really cutting many, not a lot before the sun came up. Jared's not an early riser.
No, I am not. I don't want to check roads at 3:30 in the morning.
He left those days behind him in Nevada.
Yeah.
So
I
we
still wake up to drink coffee at 3:30 though.
He's a Nevadian. In his defense, he's a Nevadian, right?
Yeah.
So they like to hunt all night like a coon hunter for lions over there.
No kidding. So,
depending on the time of year.
So Thursday, which was Scott's last day, he was planning on hunting that day, and then that afternoon he was headed to New Mexico. So we went out Thursday morning, same kind of area, a little farther up from where Jared and Kyle had found the track 2 days before. We found a bigger Tom. Jared missed it. I found it. I shit you not. We pull up to this big intersection. There's some tire tracks or whatever, and we're like, "Oh, should we go this way? Should we go that way?" And I stop and I look out my window, and I'm like, "That looks like a lion track." Get out. Sure enough, it's a lion track.
I had my head buried in my phone looking at Onyx.
3 feet, not even 3 feet out Jared's window, on top of people's tire tracks, is a big old Tom track. So it was headed into private again, and so we're like, we could get around it this way, we could get around it that way, but we'll keep going down the road and see if he crosses this main road. And we went down the road another 50 yards and done a small loop and come back up and walked right down the road. I mean, it was the stuff dreams are made of. It was an untouched road with a big old lion track walking right down the middle of it.
On this private, real quick, Dustin, was it occupied private or just private land?
Occupied.
Oh.
There's people that live up there pretty well year round.
Yeah.
So that was one we didn't quite want to mess with either. So anyways, long story short, we collared up dogs, let them out, let them clean out, and we came back and started the track. And then we go to move my truck after we started the track, and I had left my ditch lights on. Killed the battery. My battery was shit anyway, but killed the battery. So we're sitting there trying to figure out how to move this truck that's sitting in the middle of the road. Didn't have a jump pack. No one was around. I called Kyle because Kyle was getting ready to head home that day. I was like, hey, can you come save me? No questions asked. He says, yep, I'm on my way, buddy. And while we were sitting there, I was like, I saw on TikTok a guy jump a truck with a Milwaukee battery. So Jared and Scott went over to an abandoned cabin that was sitting close to the truck, found some electrical wire, took a chunk of it, and we jumped my Toyota Tundra with a Milwaukee battery. We didn't turn it off after that. That truck idled for probably 4 hours after we figured out the dogs had caught this lion. So we got as close as we could, parked the truck, and I left it idling the whole time we hiked in 1.5 miles. Took pictures and hiked back because we didn't want to come back to a dead truck. So if you want to know, you can jump a truck off of a Milwaukee battery as long as it's charged.
So where's that truck now, Dustin?
All right.
Let's tell that story while you're talking about how great it is to jump a truck. The house
It's still idling. Is what we want to know. Is it still idling right now?
You know,
well, no, it is not.
It is not. I will. So we finished out that day, caught a good tom. He jumped. We caught him again. Had a great day. You know, we had a good time. I watched Jared throw up at another tree, and I went from there. It took us a while to get out because the uphill got the best of Scott again. But it really was a great time. Scott's an awesome guy to hunt with. Good, like we couldn't ask for a better 5 days of hunting. Really.
You just have to have a phone that does subtitles because you can't understand what he says.
Oh man, I struggle. Jared understands him a lot better than I do. So
he has a real thick accent.
Yeah. So after Scott left, I had a day. What was it? Like a day in between, Jared?
Yeah, I left Friday to get that wall tent and everything, and hunters came in Saturday.
Yeah, so Scott left Thursday afternoon. Jared left Friday morning. I was doing some catch up at work. Saturday, I had all my stuff ready. Got loaded up at about noon. Sent Jared a text saying, hey, I'm going to pick up my dogs, and I'm going to head your way. Well, I get 15 minutes from my house, pulling my camp trailer, dogs loaded in my truck, and I start to hear a weird ticking noise. I'm like, shit. So I started to pull, get to where I could pull over, and it got louder. Just as I started to pull off the road, all shit broke loose, and there was boom. And smoke went everywhere. Truck sounded like shit. Long story short, I blew a window in my block. So I'm sitting on the side of, it looks like a freeway, but it's not. Just outside of Prescott. Sitting there, I called Jared. I'm like, dude, I just blew my motor. Like, I don't know what to do. We have clients coming in tonight. We start hunting in the morning. I'm 6 hours from where I'm supposed to be, and I don't have a truck to hunt out of, let alone get down there. So Jared starts scrambling, trying to find a way for me to get down there. Tries to find a truck for me to hunt out of. I call Kyle, and Kyle's like, hey, let me see what I can do. I'll work some things around. Kyle had a tow truck coming for me, all sorts of stuff like that. And then finally, my wife showed up, and we were moving some stuff out of the truck to her car. And I was like, you know what? If there's a truck close by, I'm just going to buy it because I have stuff to do. Like I didn't want to let Jared down. I knew I needed to be down there. We had 2 clients. He couldn't do it by himself. So anyways, Jared had a truck lined up for me once I got down there to hunt out of, but I had to get down there. And Sarah, being the good babysitter of Jared she is, said she would come get me and my 8 dogs, but she didn't have a dog box. So they were going to ride in the back seat of her Tacoma with me and her all the way to Tucson, which is 6 hours. Luckily, that didn't happen. I called Kyle, and Kyle's like, "Yep, I'm on my way to get you. I'm going to unhook my trailer. I'll come get you." Oh, while we're sitting there, finally, my wife found a truck online, but it was in Scottsdale, which is an hour and a half from my house. We called the company. They're like, "Hey, this is what we do. Here's our people you want to talk to. This is our reputation. If you decide you want it, we can do it over the phone, and we'll deliver it to your house." So my truck blew up at 12:30, and at 5:30, I had a different truck delivered to my front door. I test drove it.
Another
was all
Tundra.
another Tundra. I did buy another Tundra. So it was delivered to my house at 5:30. I threw a dog box in it, loaded dogs, hooked on my trailer, and was on the road to see Jared at 7:30. And I pulled into camp at 2 in the morning.
Mhm.
And the next morning, we went out hunting. Jared called me with a track, and we were at a lion tree before noon. that was how that whole day went. It was a crazy 24 hours, but
But you got it done.
we did. I mean, that's, I appreciate everyone that was willing to help and do whatever. And in the end, it was just, I have a truck that's still sitting with a blown block, and it'll sit there till I decide to fix it because I needed another truck to hunt out of. And it just is what it is,
There you go.
And it was good. Jared and I hunted for 7 days. We trailed 6 out of 7 days. Had some good days. Had some that were some bullshit. But
Yep.
I got to see my first monkey in a tree.
So when we say monkey,
2 in one day.
you got
Yeah.
you got to explain monkey to these back east guys.
Oh,
I don't know if they
Cotamunde.
have- Yeah, do you guys? I don't know if they have Cotamundes back east. Do they?
I know.
They
have Google though.
Mm-hmm.
They
It's
they
like
are
a
pain.
raccoon, ringtail cat mixed with a possum.
Yeah, they're ugly suckers, and
With a
they're
pig nose.
Yeah.
they're a pain. They're a pain to trash break.
They're not big, but they'll kill a dog.
Yeah, they're a pain. So yeah, we caught some lions the first day, trailed a bunch, ended up catching monkey one day, but other than that, it was still great. Like we had 6 dang good days of hunting. You can't complain every day you can get out and trail. Whether you catch or not, it's a different story in the dirt,
Yeah.
The cheater dust definitely helps, but I won't complain about trailing in the dirt.
No, and it was a good. It wasn't like you were hunting to kill something, So you were
Not
hunting
Scott.
to
No.
get some pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Scott, it was just we were trying to get a lion in a tree, no matter what it was, because he'd never seen one, and wanted pictures of the dogs, and it worked out great. So,
What is Canum? Canum.
Yeah.
Canum.
yeah, Canum is what it is.
So if you want to check out Facebook, it's under Canum, and Instagram, it's under Canum. Canum. If you look up Canum, it'll pop up.
Yep.
And he has some good pictures of a lot of cat.
He does. He brought me some printed, some nice, really high quality prints of me and my cat and stuff from Africa. So when he showed up to my house, that was the first thing he gave me was a bunch of nice, high quality prints of our Africa trip.
And you caught a cat over there, or you got to harvest a cat over there.
Yep, I killed a caracal over in Africa. So.
And that's a neat cat.
Yeah, way cool. I'm excited to get my hands on it when it gets here. So yeah, that's my crazy 2 weeks of good hunting and shitstorm of a truck and right back to good hunting again.
The only cougars I've seen in the last few weeks is at the Capitol walking around. That's about it.
I imagine there's a few down there.
Yeah, they weren't mountain lions or puma. Well, I did get clarification of ages. 30-year-olds are pumas, 40-year-olds are cougars, 50-year-olds are jaguars.
There you go.
Anything 60-year-olds are saber-toothed tigers.
It's removable
And,
teeth.
and he had a real funny joke. I don't remember what he told me for anything after that. So,
Oh, I did forget to mention while I was down hunting with Jared, I found a bear in his freaking den too. So
Oh yeah.
oh, that's cool. You guys get some pictures of it?
I got a video up of it.
video of it. I was about 2 feet from it while I was videoing it. I was hiking up a wash looking for lion tracks in an area Jared had told me that was decent to go walk, and I come around the bend and my dogs were booger barking at the hole on this rock wall, and I went and stuck my head in there, and there's a big old bear, like not a little bear, it was a nice boar, and they're just growling and popping his jaw at me and that. So yep, did see that while I was down there too.
And then Jared ran off and got engaged to Kyle, so he's been over there for a while. And there ain't a time that Jared's been on this show that he is not eating.
You know,
Yeah.
Never.
I think Sarah just secretly finds friends that will take care of him while she's gone. She knows he can't do it by himself. So
That's a
if
true
he's not at
story.
Kyle's, he's up here. If he's not here, he's over at a ranch. Someone's taking care of him somewhere.
Yep. That ain't a lie. Constant adult supervision.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't do good by myself.
No. He's like a dog you leave in the house. It'll start tearing shit up, shitting everywhere, eating everything.
Yep.
And then you got Jeremy. Jeremy came over to Arizona and did some little hunting. He's one of them guys too that will park somewhere, look down, and find a track.
Yeah, Jared acts like he can't see them though.
That guy can track an Indian on a concrete sidewalk.
He was telling me about that, Jeremy. He says Jeremy would walk by and see that blade of grass bent, and he'd be like, "You think lion stepped there?" Jared's like, "Hell, I don't know."
And guess what? The dogs thought the same thing.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's what we do in Arizona. That's how we do it in Arizona.
Other than that, just been hunting up here to home. Not doing much good, but
and running a business.
Yeah, doing that, running a business, running a hunting hole, running all that. It's busy. Oh,
I still haven't ever sold that dog on there.
you know what, Jeremy? I think his better half is trying to sell him secretly, and she still can't get him.
Yeah, I don't think you can give him away.
No, it's hard to get rid of something that trashy.
Yeah, doesn't play well with others either.
No.
Why do you think Sarah still has Jared?
Because I don't track.
He has better luck farming your mountain than yours does, though.
That is true. That is true.
But Jeremy, how's that little red cur dog doing?
The one that you pawned off on me?
Yeah.
She's doing fine here. I don't know what you were talking about.
Well, dude, I had her for a month. And week 3, I finally got her to load in the box without having dogs going into the box first.
You want to know the best part, Jeremy? I was there for 2 days, and I touched her before Jared could.
Good Lord.
Well, I can call her. She comes right to me.
She hated me with a passion.
I've got her in a kennel, not in a full yard yet.
Oh, yeah. No, I had her in a full yard. And the only time I could get her to go up for the night to go to bed is if I took dogs out, let them play with her, and then loaded those as those dogs would go into the kennels, so she'd follow in. If I tried grabbing her, it'd be an hour. I'd have to pin her up against the fence somewhere.
Yeah, there was one night we had to pin her in the corner.
Yep.
Jared, Faith was training her yesterday, and on a leash, and she saw my cat, and the race was on.
Oh, good. Hopefully she's got something in her.
Oh, got Kyle on now. Kyle should have some stories.
This one time at band camp,
Jared got lost and showed up 3 hours later.
Yeah.
I got a pretty good story. So I gave Jared a colt, one of these little Navajo horses like we ride, and if anybody wants to see the video of this, I'll be happy to share it. But I don't know how on this son of a bitch.
Oh,
But
my.
I think Dustin's seen it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's doing a great job at desensitizing these suckers because he will get out there and play emo rave music and dance his little white ass off in the middle of round corral. And after a while, these colts are like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I'm just going to stand here, so maybe he'll stop. And it worked. Like, he can do all kinds of stuff with this little wild ass horse. He's the only person that's ever touched him. He can pick up all 4 legs and lead him around. He's like, just stop fucking dancing.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing the music.
I'll do anything you'll ask if you'll stop being a weirdo and dancing.
Yep.
Sure thing. Jim, what are you hunting over there mainly?
Deer, mostly. Yeah, we mostly deer hunters. So they have plenty of guys that hunt bears and everything else. So I'm into deer.
It's funny. Every time someone says they're running deer with dogs, an Arizona guy, they're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, it's like taboo when you say that over here.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of electricity coming a dog's way.
Hey, y'all do it
That's
secretly.
a whole
Y'all
lot of
just
text messages.
y'all do it secretly. Y'all just been picked on for doing it.
That's right. You send them a text message.
Mm-hmm.
My 9-year-old.
She ran a deer the other day.
That's the best
I've seen
comment of the day, Jared. You need to read that.
Yeah.
Thing about deer, we have quite a few of them, so it's not like it takes hours of going to go look for one. We can many places dogs. I can usually have one up and running within 7,500 yards. You know, I have them up and rolling. We had this one farm we had invited to this year. I was invited to it last year and this year, and the place is full of deer. And the guy, they were really, really late getting this hunt started, and I was fit to be tied because we were approaching 10 o'clock. We didn't turn the dogs out yet, and I was like, "Great, Jay, that's killing me." And the guy goes, "He's all right, Jim." He called on the radio. He goes, "You go ahead and turn your loose. Just walk up that little bottom there behind your truck, and just see if you can find one." Well, my dogs are pretty good, and when I turned them out, I didn't even leave the truck. I stood by the tailgate, and as soon as I dropped the gate, them dogs took off through their field strolling, and they ran from 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock that night. They never let up. They ran just places so many deer, they just kept running. I mean, we had one guy was in there. He said he had 19 deer come by him in a period of the day, and it was a roll. I mean, that's the way I love to run them all because I want my dogs to run.
So what do you consider trashing on then?
Excuse me.
What do you consider trash? What do your dogs trash on?
No, I don't have that much problem with my dogs trashing anything. My dogs, I mean, you know, they once in a while get luck. They might run a yoke or something like that, you know. But you know, they did run a bear the last day, and this bear had been on this property for about 4 years, and he's a big bear. He's 500 pounds plus, and the dog got on him probably 15 minutes before dark on the last day. And I've been wanting to get rid of this bear because he runs the deer off. So I always said if I ever got a chance, I'm gonna take him out. And the dogs got on him, and I said, it's now or never. So I grabbed my shotgun and I ran into the woods. Well, again, it was 15 minutes before dark. And I noticed the deeper in the woods I got, the darker it got. And it was just a few minutes, it was getting long shadows. All the shady spots were dark spots. And them dogs was in there, and that bear was not running. He was walking from them. And my dogs were screaming. And he was just in there walking around. He just ignored him. And I got up in there and I finally realized, I couldn't see much further than 30 yards in there. And I thought to myself, I probably ain't in the best place right here. And I thought, I said, man, if that bear runs up on me, man, as much as I want to shoot him, I'd hate to pull the trigger on him now because the worst thing I need to do is make him mad. I had to give it up.
Do you hunt by yourself, or do you get a bunch of dogs in there?
Well, no, we down here we hunt like it's a bunch of us that hunt, because we have clubs that just specifically deer hunt clubs. But we'll pick out a tract of land, we'll just surround it and take the best spots. And if you got 10 guys hunting and there's 20 spots, you take the best 10 and take a whack at it. Often they get through. But for me, I'm a houndsman, and I don't care about whether we kill the deer or not. If we do, that's great. That's a good day. But if we don't, it doesn't mean it's not a good day. I mean, as long as we're having a good smoking chase and they're rocking and rolling and they're burning him up, hey man, that's what I'm there for. So, I don't care if they get through. Because as long as they don't get near a highway, I ain't worried about it. I'll get them.
And how often do you get to hunt deer? Is it all year there, or
we had a pretty long season. The general firearm season, which is what we call the dog season, it comes in on the second Saturday of November and goes out on the first Saturday of January. So we got a pretty lengthy season. Now, this year there was a bill. A delegate had submitted this bill for himself, as I understood. He wanted to add 1 week to black powder season and shut down dog season for 3 weeks. And that didn't sit very well with a whole lot of people because, I know I'm singing to the choir, but I tell you, when you go through and put all that money up, upkeep and care for your dogs for a year's time, the last thing you want to do is give up any hunt days. So we managed to kill the bill quick. But
were they trying to add an extra week or something, or take a week from the rifle season?
They were trying to take 3 weeks away from the dogs and give 1 week to the black powder. See, here in Virginia, you can't hunt with a rifle in all counties. It's been growing. The number of counties that are opening up to rifles has been growing over the last 5 years, but still, it's a new science for a lot of our counties. This Virginia was predominantly buckshot only, they had to make special exceptions to use slug guns in many counties. But like I say, the mentality is changing, but it's changing because of the commercial hunting pressure. See, commercial hunting has been trying to get their feet in every state for some time. When it started out, I talked about Texas, and Texas was the commercial hunting was behind that. Well, in 2003, commercial hunting set their sights on Georgia. And if you've ever heard of the infamous Georgia rule, that's where it came from. It came from commercial hunting interests lobbying General Assembly for this big rule, and they ended up getting a major bill passed with a whole list of rules in it they got it passed in 2003 because the houndsmen in Georgia were not organized, and they didn't honestly believe that the legislators would pass a bill like that. But they sure did. They passed a bill, and ever since then, the other hound hunting states here in the South has the advocates against hounds have always used that Georgia rule as their Bible. They keep that's what they wave around. Hey, this is a great rule. We need to implement this in every state. And it's not a great rule at all unless you want to get rid of dogs. It's real great for that. So, but this commercial hunting interest is definitely showing itself everywhere. And they're trying their best to, they're the ones who lobby to get Sunday hunting passed in Virginia. See, for many years we couldn't hunt it's Sunday, and we didn't want to. Nobody wanted to hunt on Sunday, and but then there started to be a couple push on it, and we beat it back like I don't know 7 or 8 years. We beat that bill back, and finally the year in 2016 when they passed that bill, they had 25 lobbyists in General Assembly pushing to get that bill passed. That's a whole lot of money. That's a lot of money pushing that bill, and clearly they didn't come from a bunch of bow hunters pulling their money together. But of course, when they went from there, they went from Sunday hunting. They got to legalize the rifles. They tried to get baiting, but the DWR would not support baiting, and now they're coming after the dogs, and so there's all these little bitty things they're trying to get in place so that commercial hunting can take over. And we already got commercial hunting outfits advertising on all the websites and stuff about, how they got land to hunt, this, that, and the other. You pay them, and you go hunt the lands they have leased. And, and they're the ones cutting our throats. That's where our fight begins with them.
That Todd sent me a picture, and it's I'll show it, but in Arizona, I'll have Todd explain this picture because it's a group of guys in Arizona. We're such lone hunters, especially dry ground lion hunters. I mean, how many days have you been out by yourself, Jared, last year? You didn't have a group of guys hardly. But I'll have
So that's a hunt that I attended this season with the Fallen Outdoors. It's a veterans hunt, and I actually worked as a guide during that hunt. But everybody's working together for the hunt. We had a couple of people that were handling the dogs, and we had standers all throughout the woods. And you're looking at the standers right there. The dogs ran the deer, and standers took a shot. We had 9 bucks down before lunchtime. Actually, before 11 o'clock, we had 9 bucks down. But you had a group of veterans out there shooting, so they weren't missing much. But that's the Fallen Outdoors hunt. I sent you another picture too. If you could throw that second picture up that I sent you.
Yeah, I got it. Let me get it downloaded here.
All right.
Well, it's funny about that. Could you imagine getting like that many dry ground hunters together?
Well, I think the difference. I mean, and I understand what you're getting at.
Yeah.
I think the difference is they can cut loose in a section of land, and there's plenty of deer for dogs to run here, there, everywhere, per se. Whereas you put me, Jared, Kyle, Casey Fair, 10 of us in one section of land. Honestly, there's a good chance there's only one night-old lion track in that. And so I think that's the very difference between the West and the East is the game we pursue and the abundance of the game that they're after. And which is hard is because the way they hunt and the game they pursue can really bring camaraderie, bring togetherness, and and not so much. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a little competition, but not a huge competitiveness against each other. Whereas Jared and I go hunt an area, and then some different guys hunt it the next week. We're like watching, like, oh shit, what did they kill? What did they do with this? Yeah, it's very, very different, and that's a huge thing as far as East Coast versus West Coast and the game we chase and the abundance of the game.
Well, it hasn't always been like that. When I was younger, and I sent Chris a picture of little me as well. I'm about 5. When I was younger, Dad and his friends would drive around sometimes half a day looking for a deer track. And my family were fox hunters, and we still fox hunt. And you can fox hunt in North Carolina 24/7, 365. But you have to take it with dogs. So you don't shoot the fox. If you take a fox, you take the fox with the dogs. And we can fox hunt year round. And I grew up fox hunting, and then deer hunting was something that we started doing. The county that I lived in didn't have any deer when I was young, but it was abundant with fox. You could fox hunt. I mean, I grew up in Tick Bite Swamp. Now, I know you boys aren't cultured enough to know where Tick Bite Swamp is. About 4 miles from Bug Tuss and about 5 miles from Cedar Pond. About 10 miles from Pitch Kettle. But it's a part there in North Carolina. It's between a creek and a river. It's all low ground. It's pure swamp. That's where I was born. It's where I grew up, and it was full of fox. So I lived out in the woods. We literally turned the dogs loose right in the front yard, and they go chase a fox, and they come home. But there's a picture of my family. So this is a deer hunt. This is on that 10,000 acres I was telling you about. And everybody in this picture that you see can trace their lineage back to my grandmother, except for one. But everybody else in that picture is related. And what we've got there is we've actually got a deer. And one of our young hunters, he's 15. He was 14 that year. He got his first rack buck, and that's what we're loading on the back of the truck there. There was a day we had 80-some trucks there on one day.
Sounds like bear season in some units in Arizona.
But we're all talking to each other on the radio. We're all in communication. We're all doing it together.
Difference. Yep.
So we're hunting about 16 square miles. And at the hunt I'm talking about where we had so many trucks, everybody literally just drove out, took a stand, and stopped. And I didn't move my truck for 5 or 6 hours. I could stay right there with my truck because stuff was going on all around me. So we do it a little differently. We're very team-oriented. Very team-oriented. What I was saying about when I was younger, Dad drive around half a day and not find a deer track. And sometimes it would be, I want you to see my fingers, it looked like a little teeny tiny doe track. And the guys would be like, well, we know we're not going to kill it, but at least we can have a race. Let's turn out on it. I still get very excited when we get after a fox. I really enjoy working the dogs. I don't really care if I shoot a deer or not. I shot 3 this year. But they all went in my freezer. But I take people hunting and let them do it. So you asked me what the Army of Orange does. We take people hunting. We sponsored, I think, 10 hunts this year. And we do it on public land, and it's anybody's invited. Do you want to go deer hunting? Do you want to go deer hunting with hounds? Do you want to go bear hunting? This is where you meet at. Be there, and we're going to put you in the hunt. This year we got several first deer. I was hoping that Dana could be in here. Dana, he does a lot of our hunts. I used to head a lot of the hunts myself, but let y'all in on a little secret. I was in a terrible wreck in 2023. and actually died and was dead for about 15 minutes. I'm not doing too bad for a dead guy, I'd say. But I had the full blown out of body experience and everything. And I'm not back to myself yet. But a couple of my friends have stepped up and started doing the hunts. But we take people, anybody wants to go, they're invited. And we had one kid this year that got his first deer, and it was a piebald deer. Chris put up a picture of little me. So that's me that's the first deer I ever killed. I took it with a 410 shotgun sitting in my dad's lap, and I'm cheesing it up for the camera right there. So that's where I come from. And I'm happier to see somebody else take the deer than for me to take it. Or the bear. North Carolina, you get one bear tag a year. That's it. So if I'm bear hunting, I'm taking you bear hunting with me, Dustin. We're going to burn your tag. I'm going to hold on to mine.
Hey, we do a lot of that, burning people's tags around here.
I'll tell you, I've been running dogs for 20 years, and I've never burned a lion tag yet. Jared's trying to get me to do it, but I haven't burned one yet.
How are y'all's licenses?
You to burn your tag.
What's that?
How are y'all's licenses out there? I've got a guide license, and I've got a lifetime sportsman license here that covers everything except trapping. And I'm also a guide. How does y'all's work? Or is it the same way? I found licenses are different in different states.
Yeah, but can be different for sure. I mean, here in Arizona, you got to have a hunting license and a guide license, and if you're going to pursue lions or bears, you got to have a lion or bear tag in your pocket as well.
So, as a guide, if you burn your tag, can you got to quit or
no? You can still take clients. If you're out pursuing by yourself, like if you kill a lion, like someone down in the left-hand corner, you can buy a pursuit permit to keep chasing lions, even though you've burned a tag. But no, yeah, you can take clients whether you have a tag or not.
You can run dogs without being a guide as long as someone with you has a tag.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So if you're going to take your buddy and you already burned your tag, if they have a tag, this is why I have so many kids. So I burn all their tags up first, period.
That is not why you have so many kids, but that's a perk of it.
That's the perk of having so many kids.
What do you do with a mountain lion? You shoot the mountain lion. What do you do with it?
Skin it and eat it.
Well,
Yeah.
So I've never eaten mountain lion. What does it taste like?
I think it's great.
It's a white meat like pork.
Right.
I think it's better than pork. It has a better. I think it is. I hadn't had a bad one.
I've never eaten one, but I've never personally killed one to want to eat it. I've skinned a lot of them, and I know they stink. I mean, when I decide to finally shoot one, I'll probably try and eat it. I'll make Jared eat it with me, but
I think lion's great meat.
yeah, I want to watch him gag and throw up again.
Week before our
Same lion.
week before our bear season came in, I've got a beagle. His name's Snoopy, and he's short-legged beagle. He's a tiny little thing. Snoopy's not really supposed to be a hunting dog, but he insisted he is. So I'd gone. You talking about chasing by yourself? I'd gone out by myself, and I had 2 walkers with me, and I had Snoopy with me. And the walkers got on a bear, and Snoopy got out of the truck and went and hunted with the walkers. So the bear crossed on me. I couldn't shoot him because the season wasn't in yet. And when my dogs crossed the road, I grabbed my dogs, scooped them up, and I heard Snoopy coming. And man, he was barking. He was about half a mile behind the walkers, but he was barking. And Snoopy hit the road, and I could not catch that little rascal. He was insisting he was going to chase that bear. He chased that bear by himself for about an hour. I kept waiting to hear the bear stop and be like, "You're a little bitty thing. I think I'm going to eat you." But I eventually caught him on the third crossing. I got in front of him and caught him. But I do chase some by myself. But usually when I do, I get on something I don't want to run.
That's the way it goes.
Yep.
And you guys were talking about what we hunt with dogs. I've hunted deer, bear, rabbit. I don't have a squirrel dog right now, but I've hunted squirrel, and I've hunted people with dogs. So my previous occupation, I looked for terrorists on a global scale.
Wow. I think that's a podcast for a whole nother day, Chris.
Yeah.
So I need to be sitting in the office when we do that, so I can point above my head and point at the certificate that's up there.
There you go.
Because it's got great big letters across the top of it, says military intelligence. And
What are them tags? What do those tags cost?
Out here?
What tags?
I'll let Jared talk. What are you talking about?
You mean for an out-of-stater?
Me? I didn't say nothing.
No, he's talking about terrorist tags.
Oh, I had a bag limit on that. They didn't care how many we got.
Open season.
But you said that podcast for another day. I got that certificate hanging up there behind my office when I'm in my office. I'm like, I used to be James Bond a long time ago. There's the proof. And
That's cool.
Well,
anyway,
guys,
I've run my mouth enough. I'm gonna mute my microphone unless y'all got a question for me. Let y'all think I'm hogging up.
it's been 2 hours. I think it's time to. I got to go pretend to be a good husband and all that fun stuff.
Oh, I get that, Chris. I sent you one thing. If you want to know what it's like to be at a lion tree with a special someone.
Oh, let me download it.
Trust me, it's a good one.
Let me get it. Let me get it to myself.
So while he's getting that picture up, I told you guys earlier about a bear hunt we had Christmas Eve where the bear came up between the guy's feet.
Mm-hmm.
So after we got the bear, we went to the tree, got the bear drug out and everything. It was his first bear. He's in his 50s and he never killed a bear. So we did a little ceremony. We smeared the blood on his face and everything. And I came out with a little box about this big, looked like a small metal lunch box. I've got some little gag gifts I've got. And this was a shark survival kit. It had oopsie poopsie disposable undies. It had 3 or 4 different types of wipes. It's got instructions in there on how to change your underwear and how to clean up and everything. And we gave him an official ceremony where we gave him an oopsie poopsie shark survival kit and asked him just how bad he messed his pants when that bear come up between his feet. And one of the guys is reading it. Randy's reading it, and he's like, "Where did you get this? Where did you come up with this?" So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we do. We hunt as a group. We have a lot of fun as a group, and we'll tease each other as a group.
That's good. It's good to find camaraderie. It's good to find good guys you can hunt with. You know, I think sometimes they become few and far between. Some people are harder to hunt with others, and mixing dogs, depending on where you're at and what you hunt, can be a tough deal as well. So finding someone that you can do all that with it can be a challenge, I think, as far as out west. But
yeah,
let me get this uploaded. It's coming. Video.
Talking about technically challenged. There you
Oh.
go.
Hey, it's a video.
The
Jimmy,
poster boy.
it's been what, like at least 2 years he's been doing this, and it's still wicking his butt.
Mm-hmm.
I have to upload it to my drive first.
No, your excuses are not valid.
It's probably not valid. Still downloading.
I feel like this is a good video to end the night, though.
Good Lord.
It highlights one of my favorite people.
It has to be someone on this panel right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'll have to share my screen on this.
It's a good one.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I'm going. Here. Share screen. Take it. No.
You'll get one of your kids to show you how, Chris.
Right. I'll tell you what, I'll bet you
gotta
that
go to the
the
window.
girls would already have it done and played.
Probably
They'll
would.
be in
Yeah.
bed by now.
Tell me, can you see it?
Oh
Yep.
god dang it.
Think you're in the wrong folder, man.
Fucking thing a guy can do is make a little noise. Okay, let out a little, like let out a like ooh.
The best is at the end. I got a little excited.
I was getting nervous at first. I was getting nervous, like, man, what did Dustin just do to me? I should have watched it first.
I thought he was in the wrong folder there for a minute. I thought we were getting ready to see something
I
interesting.
thought, man, Dustin got me right now. He got me with something bad. I was getting nervous.
That was the second lion with Scott after the lion. At the first tree, Jared held it in. So if no one's ever, if you haven't hunted with Jared, when there's a lion in a tree, the excitement gets the best of Jared, and he's going to puke.
Yep.
Yeah, he warned me about that when I was with him.
I'm glad he warned you, because the first lion tree I went to, Jeremy, he didn't warn me.
Well, I told him, I said, you'll probably be seeing my lunch on the way back out.
So, no, yeah, first lion tree, we're sitting there, and the first tree she was in, she jumped quick enough, nothing happened. We're at the second tree, and all of a sudden I'm sitting here videoing dogs, taking pictures, and I just hear him just calling dinosaurs behind me.
That would be a cold strike. Oh, commercial.
Oh, he was letting her rip, and I was just like,
Yep.
Lord, I turned around, I was like, are you okay? Yeah, it's normal. I was like, that is not normal. So anyway,
That's why Sarah keeps him. She thinks he's a rescue.
Yeah.
All right, so which one of y'all are coming to North Carolina in November?
Oof.
I'll find a place for you to stay, but I need you to come on down here, and I need to get you on a deer.
On a
And then
deer.
we'll hunt a bear. Well, look, if you come down on a Friday, we'll bear hunt on Friday and we'll deer hunt on Saturday.
Oh, that sounds like a plan.
That sounds like a funner plan there. Deer's like taboo.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people come from Maine.
Don't take this one because he can't shoot.
You're pointing at me.
Yeah, you're pointing at the other guy.
This one.
You're pointing at
Other
me.
side. You're backwards.
By the way, Jeremy, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we like. We don't want you to shoot them. We just want you to look at them. And I'm tickled to death that I actually got in here, Dustin. I'll be honest, watching some of your stuff on social media sort of got me interested in actually making content, because all I was doing was posting up my own stories. This is what I did, and then a bunch of rabid animal rights activists would jump all over me, and but I started watching your stuff, and I'm like, hey, he's got some cool cameras. I'm gonna have to get some cameras. I'm gonna have to get some. So you actually created, helped create me. So
that's humbling. I appreciate that.
Finally a good use for Dustin.
I got a guy. If you guys are gonna let me come back, I got a guy that said he would try and come next weekend. His name's Clay Piet. Clay was in the Marines here in North Carolina, and you talking about what I said to you was humbling. Clay told me that I made his time in North Carolina bearable. That he was absolutely miserable in the Marines, but I actually helped make his time in North Carolina bearable.
Nice.
So, pay it forward.
Yes, sir.
Well, Todd and Jim, we thank you guys coming on, telling us some stories, letting us know what's actually going on in Virginia.
Well, I appreciate the offer. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good
No problem.
time.
We'll get you guys back again. I'm sure there's going to be some more stuff.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, it is.
I want to talk about stuff like more than politics. I like talking
Yeah.
about our hunting stories.
I
I got a
told
whole
Dustin, I said 20 minutes, like let's just knock it out and get out. But it just gets so deep sometimes. It's
It's a
hard.
rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole.
That's why I waited
I
an
text
hour.
Jared or I text Dustin. I said I'm gonna have to start a whole nother podcast just for what's going on around in the United States. So
Yeah.
Hey, that'd be the Army of Orange podcast. Let's make that happen.
I'll call it the dumps of politics. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys coming on.
All right then.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Chris.
for
Thanks a
having
lot.
Jared, Justin, I'm glad you guys showed up finally.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
somebody's got to hunt while the rest of you
I
bullshit.
know.
Yep.
And just
Jeremy,
gonna throw it out there, we can fox hunt 24/7, 365 here.
Alrighty.
Coming in.
Adios, amigos.
Tell you what, between me and Jared, we got a dog that can fox one or two.
Yeah, that's the truth.
all right, guys. You have a good night.
Uh-oh.
See ya.
Have me
Yep,
on.
we'll see.
Good night.
All right, HB2158. I want to thank everybody for all the emails you sent. There was a lot of emails sent. There's a lot of opposing it. There's a lot of drama because people don't understand that words in a bill matter. But I do appreciate it. If you guys want to be a member of the Arizona Working Dog Alliance, or if you guys want to help out and hit some of these meetings, or I don't know, tell me what to do or what not to do, azwda.com and join up. Other than that, I'm still trying to do a little kind of dumb rendezvous campfire meet and greet here in maybe April, probably around April if we get some time, and just meet up somewhere, all the Hounds guys, and nothing special. Bring your own food, bring your own beer, bring your own women. I'll let you know about that. The rendezvous is going to be probably the third weekend of August, like it always is. You can go to azhhr.com to keep track of that. And if you have anybody who wants to donate or set up kind of like a vendor or some whatever, hang out, sell your keychains, whatever you feel like you can do, let me know. Other than that, you guys keep your powder dry and stay safe out there.
Well, bye.